Hey, welcome back to Raven Ashcroft. Well, I just got done to my very first live streaming on Kick. I've figured out I'm probably going to have to do a different sort of things for each of these channels. So, as I was leaving off with, was well, let's continue with something that honestly I'm going to talk about on that channel eventually. But you know what? You got the exclusive. I will tell you the story of when I joined a group of people and we used a spirit board. Or for many of you that don't know what a spirit board is, it's essentially a ouija board. And I'm going to tell you everything. I don't remember the day. I don't remember really any of like the years, but I'll tell you, I was in my 20s. I was in my 20s when this happened. And we just had recently a problem with their joined together boyfriend between each of them. For purpose of this, I'm going to just use first names only. Got it? So, Fred and Christina were having problems with their boyfriend, Mike, and Mike was doing crazy stuff. Let's put it this way, Mike was into the Necronomicon. He would read that religiously. He was deep in that stuff so much. And we start to see him lose himself straight to this book. And by the way, this book was once owned by me. But what happened was I got scared. I got terrified of this book. Like, the first time and only time I've ever used that book, and I have read straight from it. I was at the Tuxedo, New York Renaissance Fair, and inside of a weapons shop, like a crafts shop where they make swords and stuff, a group of people got very interested and wanted me to read from the book. So I did my best to put on the best act of occultist as possible. Yep. And I just flip through and I find a story, and this is probably where I went wrong. Fred pointed out basically when you do that kind of stuff, you just open a random spot and start reading, which is totally fine to know. But yeah, I'm reading the story, and Fred's inside the store with me. Bjorn is outside, and he's looking up to the sky, and he sees it turn black. Pitch black. As I'm reading this, the darker the sky gets. And inside the booth, you can see the light go down. And when I finally stop, because Bjorn goes in there and kind of like gets me to stop, or he's like, Fred, stop him. So I basically stopped, but he's like, you turned the sky black. And I'm like, oh shit, what have I done? So, let's put it this way, that costume did not go very well at the Renaissance Fair. If you want to never be served by anyone at the place ever, yeah, just pretend you're an evil cultist that wants to destroy Earth. That is just one way to do it. I have successfully experienced that and at least know it from experience. Don't do it. So let's get back to the story. So we decide to bring out Christian buys the spirit board. Fred is hesitant, but we all sit down, and I asked them if I could be the question bearer, like the person asks the questions and gets the answers and writes them down. They let me have that role. They were the ones that handled the board. And here's where it gets crazy. Now, you would think it would spell out words, it would spell out things, like you would think like it would literally clearly tell us what we want to know. Here's what really happened. It was cryptic as shit. It was moving all over the damn place, making up code wherever we went. And by the time we were kind of going towards like an intermission with this, Fred's like, this all does not make sense. And then he thinks, he's like, numerology. He says it out loud. And then he's like, man, can I see that notebook? I'm like, yeah, of course. Here we go. And he starts doing his thing. Like, he knows numerology. He literally starts piecing together this code. And he finally gets to the answer who we were dealing with. And he guesses what? I'll give you some seconds. So. Give up. We were talking to not a person, and it is not very nice. By what you would honestly think. How many of us remember Paranormal State? Remember the episode where they had a recurring demon that they were like exorcising from people? Like, it appeared in one video, and then like a couple or so ones down, it literally appears again. Yeah. Six was what we were talking to. Now you know shit's real. So, at this point, Fred's like, cut it off communication now. Cut it off. Don't do anything. Don't put it away. And as he's saying this, it moves slightly like that. You can see it moving this slow, but it's moving. And then they go like, oh crap, basically, oh shit, at the same time, converge onto the spirit board. And then it starts to spell out stuff. Like, I don't remember his last message, but this is what it does. We're asking it for clarification if Mike is either trouble or is in trouble. And it says, bye. Doesn't answer us, just bye. And that was basically it. But I'll tell you, this is with two people that knew what they were doing. One person asking questions, obviously never done this before in their lives, but that's the safest job for at least me at that time, because there's a greater possibility for someone like me, as a beginner, touching that board could be catastrophic to my well-being in my life. You think the stories of when someone played with a ouija board and all hell broke loose in the house and they did everything they could, they got a priest, didn't work, they exorcised the house. Basically, they had to ask the priest to get someone that was qualified for that, didn't work, brought in demonologists, brought in psychics, brought in everything. But the one thing that actually worked was when they randomly stumbled upon a white witch. And sometimes in the cases, the white witch already anticipates there's trouble and will make themselves known. Like, will talk to you, they'll befriend you, and they'll slowly talk about the troubles you're facing in the paranormal. And maybe, just maybe, they might be a white witch. And I'll tell you, between a white witch and a priest, even a priest that knows how to perform exorcisms, kind of on an even level, but the white witch is slightly above or maybe a margin above, because what white witches deal with is everything that you cannot explain that goes against the foundations of nature and order. We're the ones that kind of keep the peace. We're the ones that keep the status quo. But I'll tell you, priests are not really equipped for what some things we can do for people that they might not be able to. So priests are great. If you believe in Christianity and Catholicism, trust me, go with priests first. Always a good option. Always a very, very, very good option to start with. But when it comes to the paranormal, and there's shit that even they can't help you with, or he can't help you with, because as far as I remember, Catholicism hasn't really lift the ban on women being priests yet. Honestly, guys, it's a smart idea. Take it from a pagan. Women are quite honestly very good at it. So, trust me, if you want good things to happen, just give them a chance. But, as I said, my experiences has taught me to trust a white witch above all. That's just my perspective. But as I said, ouija boards are not games. They are not toys. They are literally something you really don't want to pick up if you really do not think you can handle the responsibility of what you bring in. What you put out has a consequence. What you bring in has even more of one. So, you might be sitting down with your girl buddies or girlfriends and you're having a slumber party, girls, and you might ask that cutesy little question to the ouija board. Is Jake in love with me? Yes or no? Or something that kind of innocent. You don't know what can answer back. Most times, it's not a spirit. You know why? Because wherever spirits go, demons follow because they want to bring them down. They want to bring them to damnation. And when you have them caught and being used to basically be the voice of the demon, when a demon has no use for them anymore, they'll get rid of them. Chain them, throw them down. And then you are stuck with essentially paranormal pimp demon that literally comes in and basically determines what happens to you. Sometimes it's just straight up a demon. And I'll tell you, some idiot, and this is on YouTube, do not search this. For God's sake, if you want to spare yourself and not bringing bad crap into your actual, through your screen to your house, there's a video on YouTube. I'm very sure it's here today. It's about a guy. He takes a pizza box. He makes his own ouija board, but he makes a crucial bad mistake, and it's so bad. He makes a mistake with a letter. He marks it out with the Sharpie he has and fixes it. Like I don't think he even marks it out. I think he just basically tries to draw the letter on top of the letter. And what comes through that thing is diabolical. It rips him apart. You hear him scream in terror and pain. And that's how the video kind of basically ends. Like his buddy's in the back of his, lack of words, pedo van. I'm sorry, it looks like what you would, if you looked at this van, you would, and it had no markings on its side. If this pulled up in your neighborhood, you'd be calling the police. Just put it that way. This guy gets the shit ripped out of him, like beaten to shit. And you hear it on the camera as the camera's facing the door, as basically the guy is fighting whatever he's fighting, and he runs out the door, and you hear like screeching, screaming, banging. It's bad. And this is a video that's on YouTube. And if you find it, and if you dare to watch it, yes, it's the one with the night vision at the end of it. Yes, it is. And by the way, that really happened. That's why you don't fuck with these things. And that's especially why you do not try to recreate or do anything like that. If you're going to make something, you better make it right. So, I know this is a long video. I know my videos are usually shorter than this, but this was a longer story, and I just wanted you to at least understand what I've experienced and why I will never touch ouija board or spirit board again. Like, they are evil. They are not meant for the consumer. They're meant for no one. They really should never been invented or created. They just cause problems. So, there you go. Blessed be, so mote it be. Stay safe. Don't touch those goddamn things.